Good evening, everyone. We're calling to order this Tuesday, December 3rd, City of Carson Housing Authority, Successor Agency, Public Financing Authority, and City Council meeting. In accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, if you require disability-related modification or accommodation to attend or participate in this meeting, including auxiliary aids or services, please call the city clerk's office at 310-952-1720 at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. The rules of decorum are listed in there for us, I think. So we're gonna, did we change this format a little bit? Yes, we did. Okay. No person attending a public meeting shall engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including but not limited to applause, whistling, stamping of feet, booing, or making any loud, threatening, profane, or abusive, personal, impediment, impertinent. When did that come in here? Oh, or slanderous utterance that disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All remarks by members of the public shall be addressed to the mayor or the chair and not to any other member of the public or any single council board or commission member unless in response to a question from the member. Signs, placards, banners, or other similar items shall not be permitted in the audience during a public meeting if the presence of such items disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall remain seated in the seats provided unless addressing the body at the podium or entering or leaving the meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall obey any lawful order of the presiding officer to enforce the rules of decorum. And these treat everyone courteously, listen to others respectfully, exercise self-control, give open-minded consideration to all viewpoints, focus on the issues and avoid personalized debate, embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights that are inherent components of an inclusive public process and tools for forging sound decisions. That was nice. The public may address the members of the city council on any matters within the jurisdiction of the city council on any items on the agenda of the city council during the designated public comment periods. There will be two oral communication sessions, one for agendized items and one for non-agendized items. The oral communication portion of the agenda is limited to a duration of 1 hour unless otherwise approved by the city council. Comment time is normally 3 minutes, depending on the number of speakers. The public may view this council meeting on live stream, www.carsonca.gov, on YouTube, www.youtube.com/C/City of Carson, California official YouTube page. Viewing on Spectrum Channel 35 and AT&T 99. If you're unable to attend the meeting in person, public comments can be submitted before the meeting. You can email the comments to the city clerk's office at cityclerk@carson.ca.gov. The cutoff time to submit any email communication is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications can be dropped off at the city clerk's office in City Hall. The cutoff time to submit any written communications is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications dropped off at the city clerk's office or email received will not be read aloud at the city council meeting, but will be circulated to the city council and incorporated in the records. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas.
Present.
Councilmember Deere.
Present.
Councilmember Hicks.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Hilton.
Present.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Present.
Thank you.
We'll have a flag salute by Councilman Hicks.
Please stand, face the flag, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have our invocation now by Pastor Della Cruz from Family of Christ Ministries International, Carson chapter. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting
Congratulations to our newly re-elected Mayor Lula Davis Holmes.
Thank you.
And thank you for the invitation. I received the email for your swearing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it's so good to be here. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, at this moment, oh God, we just want to praise you. We want to glorify your name, oh Lord, for this wonderful moment, oh Lord. And I want to personally pray, oh God, for every council, oh God, and member of this chamber, our dear Mayor Lula Davis Holmes, oh Lord. We do pray, oh God, that you continue to grant wisdom upon her as she leads this nation. And also, oh Lord, we do pray, oh God, that you bless her, even her entire family, oh Lord, will always be protected and be guided by you. And all the members of the chamber, oh God, the council members, Mr. Giovanni Hilton, oh God, for District 1. We do pray, oh God, that you continue to bless him in every area of his life, his strength, and grant him wisdom, oh Lord. We do pray, oh God, for our District 2 council member, Honorable Mr. Jim Deere. We do pray, oh God, that you continue to bless him, his health, oh Lord. And we do pray, oh God, that you continue to grant wisdom upon him. For the District 3, Mr. Cedric Hicks, we do pray, oh God, that you continue to bless him. We do pray, oh God, that your protection will always be with him and together with his entire family, oh Lord. And our council member, District 4, Ms. Arlene Rojas, oh Lord. We do pray, oh God, that you continue to bless this wonderful woman, oh God, with the sweetheart that she has, oh Lord. We do pray, oh God, that you continue to return wonderful favors in her life, oh God. And we do pray, oh God, for everyone, oh God, that whatever they will be talking about this evening, everything that will be discussed, oh God, will be granted with great wisdom that comes from you, oh Lord. And we do pray, oh God, that as they discuss matters and plans ahead of them, oh God, that it will align, oh God, to the mission and the vision statement of our wonderful city, oh God, for the future unlimited. And at this moment, oh God, we also want to remember our former mayor, Sir Gilbert Smith. We do pray, oh God, that you continue to bless the family, oh God, in this difficult situation, moment in their life, oh God. We do pray, oh Lord, your comfort be upon them, oh God. And we do pray, oh Lord, for the upcoming events that the city is putting together. This coming, the tree lighting ceremony, oh God, this coming Thursday, and the Winterfest event, oh Lord. Lord, this is a plan, oh God, that they're put together, oh God, where in the community will gather together, oh Lord. And we do pray, oh God, that it will be a successful one. So we thank you, oh God, and we glorify your name, oh Lord. And truly, oh God, you are the one who's above to each and every one of us. So we thank you, Lord, and thank you, oh God, for the leadership of these wonderful people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we'll have closed session, Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54. Well, actually, council will not consider item number 2. There's no reportable action. There's nothing to consider. Item number 3, the council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to conduct labor negotiations with AIM, CPSA, AFSCME, Local 809, and 1017, as well as unclassified management. The council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 because the city is considering whether to initiate litigation in one case. The council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to confer with legal counsel regarding pending litigation in the matter of Alvarez versus Prologis, case number 21 STCV 38929 and related cases. Lastly, the council will meet pursuant to the same Government Code section in the matter of Watson Land Company versus City of Carson, case number 19 STCP 019720. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Madam City Attorney. We should be back by 6:30. By 6:30. Thank you. We're reconvening to open session. Madam City Attorney, could you report out on closed session, please? Where's my MP?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council did not take up item number 2. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to confer with its labor negotiators regarding negotiations with AIM, CPSA, AFSCME Local 809 and 1017, as well as unclassified management. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 because the city was considering whether to initiate litigation in one matter. No reportable action was taken, and actually there was no reportable action in the last item as well. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to confer with legal counsel regarding the litigation matter of Alvers versus Prologis, case number 21 STCV 38929 and related cases. No reportable action was taken. The council met pursuant to the exact same Government Code section to discuss the matter of Watson Land Company versus City of Carson, case number 19 STC P019720. No reportable action was taken. That concludes my report.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Introductions. Captain Norman, are you here? Where's our captain?
She's still writing notes.
Yeah, she's writing notes. Well, hi, Captain.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Davis Holmes and also Councilmember Hicks for meeting with me recently. I believe the meeting was very productive, and I received information that will help me to move forward to address areas of concern for you as well as your constituents. I look forward to meeting with Mayor Pro Tem as well as Councilwoman Bocatia Rojas and Councilmember Deere. So I'm looking forward to that. A couple of notable events that we've had in the last couple of weeks have been that we facilitated a Carson leadership tour at Carson. Our Carson Community Relations team met with members of the Carson Chamber of Commerce and took them through the station and actually had a discussion. In addition, we had a Civil Advisory Committee meeting with the Civilian Oversight Committee, CHP, with the citizens of Carson as well as the unincorporated county residents. In addition to that, we also had, I attended the Regina Napper Honors Community Service Award, and that was on this past Saturday. And I appreciate the honor that you all provided a certificate of recognition to myself and the Carson Sheriff's Department for our support, for your support of the Carson Sheriff Station. On December today, we actually participated in a joint regional intelligence center tabletop in which a variety of different organizations, including Carson Sheriff's Department, LA County Fire Department, Carson Sheriff's Department, Sheriff's Information Bureau, as well as our Emergency Operations Bureau, participated in a roundtable discussion along with City Council Manager Dave Roberts and Nora Garcia. And that was very productive, I do believe. And there was also a press conference regarding that JRIC roundtable. In addition to that, I'd like to discuss and share a couple stats that we have for the city of Carson. We are recognizing that there's been a decrease in residential burglaries, as well as decrease in crimes against persons. There's also been a decrease in grand theft autos here in the city of Carson, and we contribute that to be for the outpours that were recently installed throughout the city of Carson, so they have been effective. This is the season that we'd like to, and so therefore we'd like to share a couple of safety tips to ensure that the citizens of Carson are remaining safe. If you can, just as a reminder, if you'd actually secure your homes, windows and doors, and consider motion sensor lights and security systems if you already don't have one. And I would avoid displaying any gifts from the front areas or that are visible within your homes. Make sure that you're securing your vehicles and make sure that you're actually not displaying any gifts actually in the vehicle as well. And be cognizant that if you actually do go shopping, when you actually return to place those gifts in, just make sure that someone's not watching you put your gifts so that they actually come in and burglarize your vehicle. So just make sure that the vehicle is, you're not leaving your valuables and your presence in plain sight. Be careful that when you actually shop online, making sure that you're shopping at reputable websites, and that is really deals that are seem to be too good to be true are actually not real deals. You need to stay aware and be aware of your conscious of your surroundings. I would definitely urge that you actually avoid actually the distractions of using your telephones when you're walking around, because it can be dangerous. So I'm wishing everyone a happy and safe holidays as we move forward and wrap up the ending of this year. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you, Captain. You guys want to queue up if you have questions? Hilton?
Yes, thank you, Captain Norman, for your incredible and stellar job that you're doing and bringing to the city. There was an accident on Cedar Bluff and Victoria. We're still trying to get some clarity on it. It's a new crosswalk, and just trying to figure out if the lady was in the crosswalk, if the lady wasn't in the crosswalk. As I researched, as we got the name of the lady, researched the address, just moved to the community.
It's my understanding that she was at the mouth or had entered to cross the vehicle, but it is still under investigation and determining exactly where she was as far as the accident is concerned. But it's a very unfortunate incident. We can actually discuss it a little bit more.
Okay, thank you so much.
Queue up anyone that'd like to speak.
Madam Mayor?
Yeah, I don't see you in the queue.
Oh, yes. So, Captain, thank you for the report. We really appreciate it. I'm sure the public does as well. And I've been out of town for the last several days when the request came in to meet, but I'm looking forward to meeting with you as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to say to the captain, thank you for what you're doing, and the young men and the young ladies that are your deputies at the station. Just want to commend them for what they're doing for the residents here in the city of Carson. Just want to make mention, we used to have a item that was tracking the speed of vehicles going down the street. I can never remember the name of it, but it actually monitors if you're speeding down the street. We need to find out where we have them. I think we had 3 or 4 of those. And just want to put them out during the holiday season so people can kind of slow down in our neighborhoods on Delamo, say on Victoria, the area, so that we can let people know you're speeding, to give them that kind of reminder. Don't speed through the city of Carson.
Okay, absolutely. We'll look into that, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, thank you, Captain. I enjoyed our meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Very informative, and I'm looking forward to working with you. And as I mentioned to you at our meeting, I think we should have quarterly meetings.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
Is Assistant Chief Kane here from LA County? Come on down.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, and also the citizens of the city of Carson. Thank you for allowing us to serve the community. I'm filling in for Assistant Chief Kane, Battalion Chief Munoz, city of Carson, one of 2 battalion chiefs in the area. I'm here to deliver the stats for November. We've had 17 fires 637 rescue and emergency incidents, 8 hazardous condition responses, 200 good intent calls. We had 28 false alarms that we responded to. And we also had 12 special incidents of varying circumstances. Aside from that, our Explorer program is up and running in the Station 116 across from Dignity Health. It's up and running. It's fully supported by our department. And we look forward to providing more to the community in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any comments from my colleagues? Happy holidays to you.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is item number 9, is a presentation by the best planning commission this city has ever had. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Planning Commission is going to provide their year-end review. Our planning manager, Mr. Chris, is going to come forward, and he's going to be able to introduce the Planning Commission as well as provide some input for the status update. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. Each October is National Planning Month, and to commemorate, we usually do like a kind of a year-end review for the Planning Commission. And recently, the City Council asked that the commissions kind of come and report on what they do. So we're going to share that video with the council. I have here with me the chair of the Planning Commission, Ms. Diane Thomas, and her colleagues as well. So we'll get the video started, and we're all here if you have any questions.
A year in review showcasing the Planning Commission projects presented over the past year. Incorporated in 1968, Carson became a chartered city by vote in 2018. Carson has a population of approximately 96,000. Leaders are made. They say, "I'll do it." The Planning Commission held 12 meetings and dedicated 125 hours to enhance the community of Carson. In addition, the commissioners participated in training to enhance their understanding of zoning and land use laws and policies. Special thanks to Chris Palmer, Planning Manager, for arranging this opportunity. As we reflect on the past year, the Planning Commission has made significant strides in shaping our community's future. Sincere thanks to the Honorable Planning Commission led by Chairperson Thomas and Vice Chair Diaz.
The Planning Commission reviews and recommends legislative matters to the City Council for decision. The Planning Commission approved the general plan and Phase 1 of the Zoning Code update, which align land use goals and zoning regulations with the city's needs and future objectives. Economic development is a key component of planning. The Planning and Economic Development Commissions recommended approval of the city's Economic Development Strategic Plan, themed Where Creativity Comes to Live, Work, and Play. Here are the remaining projects for the one-year reflection.
There are 8 industrial projects in Carson. The existing industrial land uses approximately 4,296 acres within the city. 1210 to 1250 East 223rd Street, a new 181,013 square foot industrial building. 21212 Alameda Street, new truck tire sale and repair service shop within 100 feet of residential. 24760 Main Street, truck-related activities within 100 feet of residential properties. 2365 East Sepulveda Boulevard, add 2 petroleum storage tanks at an existing petroleum storage tank farm. 2601 South Main Street, new business park campus, 3 industrial buildings estimated at 306,190 square feet and 1 commercial building estimated at 2,700 square feet. 23320 Alameda Street, new 200 megawatt battery energy storage system, BESS, and project-related off-site improvements. 23300 Alameda Street, a modular control building and related improvements to an existing hydrogen production facility. 17126 South Broadway, new auto repair and collision facility with a paint spray booth within an existing building and site improvements.
Residential at a glance, 5 projects adding 399 housing units and 6 new residential lots. 21530 Martin Street, subdivide parcel into 4 parcels. 22511 South Figueroa Street, subdivide parcel into 2 parcels. 215 through 231 West Carson Street, 34 units, townhome development. 336 East Carson Street, 50 unit, townhome development. And Carson Triangle on Avalon with 32 affordable and 283 market rate units.
Commercial at a glance. 3 commercial projects were presented. The commission approved 2 and denied approval for 1. 101 and 117 East Carson Street, a subdivision dividing a parcel into 2 parcels. 16300 Figueroa Street, a new animal clinic within a 7,638 square foot building and related site improvements. Projects receive approval. The Planning Commission will deny a project when zoning findings cannot be affirmed. Community consideration and use compatibility are essential factors.
I am troubled, number one. Anytime in any part of this city, I'm troubled when the applicants don't take the time to at least meet with the residents and let them know what they're planning to do so that they have the opportunity to give some feedback and some input possibly before we get to this point.
The proposed drive-through restaurant at 17625 South Central Avenue was not approved by the Planning Commission. 19 projects were presented last year. The Planning Commission plays a central role in the planning process. Here's Carson's Planning Division team and honorable team members.
Who's that guy?
This concludes our report. We are available if you have any questions, and we spend a lot more than 100. They spend a lot more than 125 hours. Those are just the hours that they're sitting up there on the dais. But reading the reports, driving to the sites, I'd just like to say thank you to the Planning Commission for doing such a great job.
Thank you. Bring them forward, Madam Chair. Bring your commissioners forward, please. And while she's coming forward, go and say what you had to say, Madam Chair.
Thank you. First of all, we're very excited that this video came to fruition. We have 9+ people on the Planning Commission. I am very proud to lead that commission because every last commissioner takes time, their own time, aside from being in a meeting, to travel throughout this city to make sure they're seeing in real time what we will be approving or disapproving of. And as you saw on the video, if we're not happy, it's not happening. And we have sent a message to developers, businesses that want to come into Carson, that by the time you reach a Planning Commission meeting, you should have spoken to the residents in our community so that they can know what's happening in the community, offer input, express objections, mitigate any terms that need to be mitigated, so that when they get to us, then they have all the answers ironed out. I am proud that every planning commissioner takes this duty seriously, and they do take time. We have people missing their kids' soccer game because that's how they feel this is so important. And we're also just excited to serve this council.
This council, when we make a recommendation to you, we have done our due diligence because we know you will do your due diligence and you're looking for input from us. So I'm going to ask the members who are here and a part of the Planning Commission to stand.
Let them come to the podium and introduce
Come to the
themselves.
podium. We have, of course, obviously, this is not 9, right?
No,
Um,
obviously.
But I'd like to introduce them, or they can speak for themselves. So I'll let them come to the mic and introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Daquita Mfume, and I'm really proud to be a part of the Planning Commission. We work very hard, and I'm proud to support the city of Carson and its residents. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Del Huff, a longtime resident here in the city of Carson. It is certainly my pleasure to sit on the Planning Commission. As our chair said, I do take this very seriously. Thank you so much for allowing us to serve the city.
Clarence Johnson, happy to contribute, happy to push the city forward, and grateful for the opportunity.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Fred Doc Dossel. I do live, as Mayor says, I live, I work, I pray, and I play in the city of Carson. And alongside with my fellow colleagues, it's a privilege to play a small role in helping push forward with the city slogan of Future Unlimited through the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so on behalf of those who are not here, we would like to echo the same sentiment. Everyone works hard. We get pleasure out of approving a project, seeing that project happen, and driving by, and what was a blighted area is no longer blighted. The city is becoming more beautiful with every passing day, and I hear residents saying how proud they are to live in the city of Carson. Carson is no joke. Carson is real, and we have a leadership that feels that way, puts the money where they say they feel, and people are noticing the differences. So you are to be commended, just as every other commission in this city. We appreciate you. We appreciate the staff. Staff is awesome, just awesome. And so we acknowledge them as well. Thank you, and I'm going home and go to bed.
Okay. First, let me say to this Planning Commission, you were not political appointees. I want to commend your chair for taking this commission where it should be, and all of the members that are there. We don't need to call you as council members because you live, work, play, and pray in the city of Carson. This is your city, and your works have shown that. You don't get a phone call from me, the commissioners that I appointed, saying do this or do that. I don't do that because this is your city, and that's what it's about. You ask the questions, you do your homework. I mean, when I say this is the best commission, I started out as a staff person, but this is the best commission. Louis Diaz is missing, and a couple of others are missing. But you do your homework. You drive to the sites. No other commission has done that before that I know of. Maybe there was a few. I don't know anything about it. But you go and drive to the sites to see what it is you're voting on instead of coming up. And one thing I really like about this commission, I did hear, when you guys first started, don't worry about it. It was a staff person. You just follow staff's lead. And you said, what? We don't do that. We are here to evaluate and study, and it's not all about what staff recommends. And I've seen some of your videos and watch you, like Miss Diane Thomas. You say, you did your homework, or you would have gone and talked to the residents. And so, no, you just can't come and rubber stamp. There's a new day, a new time in Carson, and it's about us. We set We want any developer that comes into this city that you really want to come to the city, go and meet with the residents. Hear what they have to say. It's not I'm bringing a project to the city and you're going to take it. That's not the rodeo. We don't do that anymore. I'm glad that you're doing what you do because it keeps us from having them to come to us and say, well, whatever council says. You've done your homework. And when we look at the report, you make your recommendations, and sometimes we do tweak them a little bit. But 90% of the work is done. You've done what you're supposed to do. We've met with the developers, and we say, yes, no, you need to do this. But community involvement is what it's all about. And we're not going to wake up and there's all kind of buildings built in our residential areas that our residents don't know anything about. They have to live here. And I say it over and over again. The last time I checked, most of these developers get on the 405 freeway. And they head to their beautiful communities, and we're here looking at what they decided was good for their pocketbook. So I just want to commend this commission, Planning Commission. You guys heard the cry of asking that all of our commissioners come before the city council and let us know what you're doing. You know, I want to know, so that process has started. It took a while, but every month we have a different commission coming to say this is what we're doing and this is what we need, because we as a council need to hear from you. You're not just sitting out there on an island and having cake and punch and then you're going home. That's not what it's about. You know, we appointed you, each one of us appoint someone that we want to represent the residents. So thank you to this wonderful commission. I started out as a staff person, and I've seen this commission work. So thank you very much. Anyone else? I'm the only one talking. I said
You said it all.
I said it all.
You said it all. Just thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the staff, to this wonderful staff. You guys have heard the direction that we're going in, and I appreciate that. So you don't rubber stamp projects just because they want to come to the city. You got to prove yourself through the Planning Commission, and then you got to come convince us. So thank you for coming out. Ms. Thomas, you can go home, take your nap.
But Madam Mayor, there's one thing I do want to say.
Yes.
In regards to the Planning Commission and the items that they come before their body, and I guess to the staff, this is a request that came out of this last election process. On the east side of the city of Carson, there needs to be a grocery store or some type of store on that side. I'm putting it out there that we need to all come together to really work on getting that store on the east side of the city. So that's my charge.
Work on it. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks again to the Planning Commission. Thanks again, staff. Job well done, and appreciate it. You guys set the bar, so I'm gonna see what the next commission is gonna bring. All communications for matters listed on the agenda. Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There are a couple for item 23.
To everyone here, before you leave, before we get that, on the 17th of this month, we're going to be sworn in. So if you didn't get the notice, it's on the 17th at 6 o'clock. Mayor Pro Tem, myself, and Councilman Hicks, we will be sworn in. It's at 6 o'clock at the community center, okay? Put it on your calendar and come on out. Okay, madams.
If it's okay with you, Madam Mayor, there are two people for item number 23. I can call them.
Please.
Henry, I don't want to mess up your last name. I can't.
Barzotti. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, you'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Madam Mayor and Council members. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. My name is Henry Barzotti. I'm the General Manager for the Phillips 66 Los Angeles refinery. I've been in the energy oil industry for about 24 years. I work in 5 different sites, 3 different countries. And I'm a chemical engineer by trade. On behalf of my company, I want to thank you for the opportunity and attention to this important endeavor that we're about to go through. I want to also extend my most sincere desire to work in collaboration with for all the activities that we're doing now and we are about to do in the future. Our facility has been in the community for more than 100 years. We've been a central part of Carson here, and we're looking forward to work together on the future of what is going to look like on this facility to something to produce a positive impact to the city of Carson and all the residents. We just heard about the planning commissioning, and that's exactly what we are here for, right? Like you, we want a project that benefits the environment, the local economy, and creates jobs. And why not with probably a strong fiscal impact for the city? We want to work with the council, we want to work with the staff, we want to work with the community to be sure that we can balance each one of these priorities the right way for everybody. While we preferred the council not to push forward the extension of the moratorium, we know the current focus that we have and we should have together is the working collaboration to make this the best transition for everybody, the city and us. We stand ready to do this as soon as you know, we can get together, as soon as you provide any guidance of how to get there, we're ready to do that. We're ready to work together with everybody in the community to be sure that we achieve all those goals together. So I look forward to the broader conversation. I look forward to guidance for each one of you to be sure that we do this right and we do this right for the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think, Madam City Attorney, I established an ad hoc committee to meet. It consisted of myself and Councilman Hicks and also you.
Yes, I think Mr. Roberts has been trying to coordinate your schedule and the councilwoman's
Okay.
schedule.
Councilman. Okay, we will be reaching out.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I'm in the queue to speak.
Oh, excuse me, Councilman.
So if I could ask the general manager of Phillips a couple of questions. Since your company or the previous companies refining oil in that location have owned the property for over 100 years, what is your intention for the foreseeable future? Are you going to maintain ownership of the property and use it for something other than an oil refinery? Or can you enlighten us as to maybe some of the options that you are considering?
Yes, at the moment, our goal is to keep running the refinery for another year. So we are not going to cease operation until the end of fourth quarter of 2025. So we're going to maintain business as usual until the end of 2025. At that point, we're going to decommission the unit. We're going to empty all the equipment, clean up the equipment, and idle the facility and make it safe is what we call it. And at the same time, in parallel, we partnered with a company to work on the redevelopment options and entitlements for those redevelopment. So we just kick off that process, and we're going to work through, see what options are available there for the facility and in the future. And that's what I just mentioned. We're going to work together to be sure that, you know, within the planning commission and within the residents, within the staff, we can achieve a balance into all those priorities on environmental, economical, and what is good for the city.
I see. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. So someone will be contacting you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, there's one more speaker. Come on up, Tommy. Okay, you'll have 3 minutes.
All right, thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Honorable Mayor and council members. It's good to be in front of the city council and city staff. Hopefully, you had a nice turkey holiday with your loved ones. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you this evening on behalf of IBW Local 11 and LAOC Building Trades Council. I respectfully wanted to attend tonight's hearing to let you know that the Building Trades Council has started discussions with Phillips 66. They recognize the importance of union labor and are committed to union labor for the redevelopment of this site, whatever form that it takes. While we are sad to see the dramatic loss of union jobs at the facility, we also recognize that the state is transitioning to alternative forms of energy. And with the transition, it's important that we ensure we can continue to have strong union presence to build the future of this site. We want to encourage the council and the city leadership to come together with the company and, of course, the community to start the process of planning for the future. We believe the right type of project will create benefits for the environment and economy while also creating high road careers, and that we will have strong fiscal impact for the city. We believe that moving forward quickly to get discussions underway can ensure that the building trades can quickly benefit by getting shovels in the ground quickly, and community can benefit with a reimagined future of the site. We look forward to being part of the process, and thank you again for the opportunity to speak this evening.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Madam,
No, the other comment cards are non-agendized items. Madam Mayor,
many?
two for non-agenda.
2 for non-agendized items?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear from them.
Okay,
Only 2.
Brandy Lewin. Good evening, Brandy.
Good evening.
You'll have
How are
3
you,
minutes.
City Clerk?
I'm doing well.
Dr. Kalia Bradshaw.
Thank you for asking. You'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Lula Davis Holmes, Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Jawan Hilton, my councilman, Councilman Cedric Hicks, Councilman Jim Deere, and Councilwoman Arlene Rojas. I am grateful for the opportunity to come before you again to speak about our initiative for the grocery store. While the owner has asked me not to release the name of the grocery store at the time, I'm sure many of you already know who it is. I am incredibly excited about this news and what is to come. I'm sure you are too, Mayor. Additionally, Councilman Hicks, I agree about the grocery store needed on the east, and I'm happy to work with the Planning Commission if need be. I also want to share that I received word that the Adult Day Health Program has taken a step back. And my hope is that we can find them another suitable location, but if not, I want to wish them all the very best in their endeavors moving forward. On a related note, we will be hosting a community meeting tomorrow at My Father's Barbecue. That's Wednesday at 6 p.m. Thank you, My Father's Barbecue, for opening your doors for us. And this will be a meeting to both thank the community and update them regarding our efforts. I would be truly grateful if you could attend and join us in this important discussion. Thank you so much for your continued support of this initiative. Your partnership and dedication to our community means so much, and I'm looking forward to all the exciting developments to come. Before I go, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a young lady who has been helping us with this initiative. Her name is Lady Jones, and this is her very first council meeting. She's sitting here in the audience, and she drove all the way from Brentwood to be here tonight. I expressed to her that we have a lady as a mayor who is absolutely fabulous, so I would love for you to meet her when you get a chance. Lady is a student at Mount St. Mary's College and is truly doing the work. Thank you, Lady, for your support and your dedication in being here this evening. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Come on down, lady, so I can see you. Oh, my husband would have loved to coach you. Hi,
Hi. Hello.
how are you? Well, thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, what's your name?
Lady Jones.
Lady Jones. I love it.
That is
Okay.
her real name. She is the third generation Lady Jones.
I love it.
I will have you know her mother is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. I know you are a Milgram Delta Sigma Theta. I just want to throw that in.
Thank you.
Pretty girls wear 20 plus.
His wife would be a part of Alpha Kappa.
Okay.
Well, just wanted the viewing audience to see you and say thank you. That's
Thank
all,
you.
lady.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
all.
Thank you, Mayor, for taking the time to do that.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Next.
Sorry, Madam Mayor. Last but not least, Kim Cortado. Hi, Kim. You know the drill.
Yes. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council, staff, Kim Cortado, Parks and Recreation Commissioner. After watching the Planning Commission presentation, I got to step up my game, apparently.
Yes.
I need
But
to
you were
learn-
here first
I
and
need to
doing
learn how to do PowerPoints and all that good stuff. Just coming to you tonight to let you know that this Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Carson Event Center is the tree lighting ceremony. So please come out and join us for that. And then the next day on December 6th is Winterfest at Veterans Park from 4:30 to 8:30. If you pre-register on ActiveNet, you do get the priority for the wristbands. Also coming up on Friday, January 17th is our Fabella Chavez boxing at Forcia Park is doing a Friday night at the fights. That will be from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also at the Carson Event Center. Tickets for that are $45. So please come out and help support the Fabella Chavez Boxing Center at Forcia Park. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, celebrated with friends and family, and happy holidays to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Madam Mayor, that concludes public comment.
Next, we'll have the approval of the minutes.
Move approval of the minutes, Madam Mayor.
It's been moved and properly second. Please cast your vote.
Oh, wait, sorry, I can't find the button. Where's the button? Madam Mayor, can we take the vote traditionally?
Yeah, not on the
We got
screen.
It's not what coming up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Technical difficulties.
Not Gary.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hi.
It's been moved. And please report the vote.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Can we redo it, Madam Mayor?
Where's
Gary, don't look at me like that. I'm over here doing what I can.
timer? Mic off. So how do I get my vote up?
Oh, we have to, who made the motion?
Dear.
Thank you, Councilman. And the second?
Me, MPT.
Got it. There you go. Thank you, Gary. It's unanimous.
Thank you. The consent calendar is items 11 through 21.
Move the consent calendar as recommended by city staff.
Been moved and properly second. Does anyone want to pull an item? Any discussion? Hearing none, please cast your vote.
You can tell it's a December meeting.
Okay, the vote is unanimous, Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Okay, item number 22. Staff.
Item 22, thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a special orders of the day. This is to consider adoption of resolution number 24-112, approving CEQA no project exemption findings and adopting general plan amendment number 1-24, modifying the land use and revitalization element of the Carson 2040 general plan regarding specific plan requirement for any redevelopment of existing oil or petroleum refinery sites for subsequent use following cessation of refinery operations. This particular item, Madam Mayor, is recommended for this resolution, and at this time, we will have a discussion, but I also believe
Madam
I
City
think this
Clerk?
is the city clerk's opportunity to.
Yeah, was it properly posted?
Thank you, Mr. City Manager and Madam Mayor. Notice of the public hearing to consider a general plan amendment to the land use and revitalization element of the Carson 2040 general plan was timely produced, and the publication was received by myself. The agenda posting requirements were met for the individuals and the organization. The posting affidavits are on file in the city clerk's office, and we did not receive any written communication for this item.
No written communications or comments from my colleagues. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. Item number 22.
Madam Mayor, I
Is
think
it a public hearing?
it's special orders of the day, so we would need to at least have a brief report by staff.
Oh, I thought that's what you just did. We just gave it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. If it's the
Staff,
pleasure.
okay, let's start over, Saeed.
Okay.
Report from staff.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On November 12th, 2024, the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this general plan amendment to City Council. This is a city-initiated amendment to modify the text of the general plan to require submission of a specific plan prior to approval of redevelopment of a refinery site for a new use following cessation of the refinery operations. In addition, Figure 2-3 of general plan, the general plan land use diagram, is proposed to be updated to identify the general areas of the city that will be subject to the specific plan requirement. This action will help to ensure the protection of public health and safety, welfare, environmental justice, and environmental quality in the event of an application for redevelopment of the sites that meet the requirements mentioned in this general plan amendment. Requiring a specific plan prior to any such redevelopment will ensure the city has the necessary authority to conduct CEQA review and will also help ensure the city has necessary planning oversight and decision-making authority to require the redevelopment to be cohesive, compatible with both within the site and with surrounding areas, including existing or proposed residential areas that may be in the travel path of the future development of such sites. I'd like to remind that this is a public hearing, so a public hearing has to be opened,
Yes.
public testimony taken, and public hearing closed. Thank you.
We'll open the public hearing. Anyone want to speak? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Council deliberation. Okay, hearing none.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, council decision, yes.
I'd like to adopt the proposed city ordinance, Resolution 24112, a resolution of the City of Council, City of Carson, approving CEQA, no project exemption findings, and adopting General Plan Amendment Number 1-24, modifying the land use and revitalizing elements of the Carson 2040 General Plan regarding specific plan requirements for any redevelopment or existing oil or petroleum refinery sites for subsequent use following succession of refinery operations.
It's been moved and properly second. Any
Discussion.
discussion?
Discussion.
I got some.
Cast your vote.
I got discussion.
Oh, you do? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not queued up.
Oh, I just queued up.
Oh,
Cedric.
Cedric, you're old. You're old? Okay. MPT.
I just wanted to offer this bit of insight that this is just coming to the table. This is a part for us to sit down and work together. I believe this is the first time in 100 years that a refinery is closed in a community. So this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. This is a part of sitting down, working together, coming together, and this is the way that we can control our destiny as a city. So don't take this as the end. Take this as us coming to the table to work with you and to come together and to make sure that we are at the table, sitting with you all and letting you know what, and having a discussion, offering us a seat at the table, opposed to us not having a seat at the table. So I want to let you know this isn't the end. This is just the beginning of us pursuing a great destiny for the city of Carson. So I wanted to just offer that in my comments as I'm voting tonight. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Jim Deere, Councilman.
This is actually the fourth time a refinery has closed in my lifetime in the city of Carson, California. The Golden Eagle refinery shut down, Fletcher Oil shut down, Shell Oil shut down, and remains the largest Shell Oil tank farm on the West Coast, all in Carson. My father actually was a member of the Local 250 Pipe Fitters Union, and he worked on all of those refineries, building them, expanding them, and so I know a little bit about the refineries. I had the opportunity to tour the refineries in the past and attend community events as well, many community events at the refineries. So they employ a lot of people that live in Carson, and they serve a great benefit economically to our city. And we are very interested in, of course, the utilization of that property to maximize the benefits to the residents of the city of Carson. And we appreciate the Phillips 66 operating in Carson the number of years you did. You did contribute to our economy tremendously, and we appreciate that. We also appreciate the fact that you are going to remain in compliance and follow the closure procedures in a very safe manner to protect our residents. It's very, very important, and we appreciate you speaking about it tonight. So I'm going to vote yes on this resolution to help move the process forward. And I look forward to, another use of that property that's going to benefit not only your stockholders, but also the residents of Carson. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I just wanted to point out, I'm not a history teacher like Jim, so he knew the history of all the four shutdowns.
When you said the first time, I'm thinking, Joanne, no, fourth time.
Well, thank you. Our MPT was probably not born when they were closed. So, but
Not being born is not the reason for not knowing.
the message has been given. It's called teamwork, which makes the dream work. So we will be at the table. The ad hoc committees consist of myself and Councilman Hicks and our city attorney, and we will be discussing what's best for this property instead of someone telling us what's best. It's going to be a two-way conversation, and yes.
I just was not entirely sure if the subcommittee was you and Councilwoman Rojas or Councilman Hicks. Okay.
Councilman Hicks. Councilman Hicks. Okay? So no further discussion. We'll go and cast our vote.
Thank you. The vote is unanimous, Madam Mayor. The motion carries.
Item number 23. Consider an adoption of an interim urgency ordinance. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is also a special orders of the day for item number 23.
Okay, Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The notice of public hearing to consider adopting an interim emergency ordinance to extend an existing temporary moratorium. Interim urgency ordinance number 24-241 for you, which was adopted on November 6, 2024. The proof of timely publication was received by me, City Clerk. Agenda posting requirements were met for individuals and the organizations. The posting affidavits are on file in the City Clerk's office, and we did not receive any written communication for this item.
You did not staff presentation.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Director of Community Development, Mr. Saeed Nasseh, will give a brief update to you and council.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. On November 6, 2024, the council adopted ordinance number 24-241 2414U with a 5-0 vote, enacting an interim urgency ordinance to establish a 45-day temporary moratorium on acceptance, processing, and consideration of applications and approval and issuance of permits and entitlements for commercial or industrial redevelopment and subsequent use of the current oil refinery sites within the city of Carson following the cessation of the refinery operations. This ordinance will expire on December 21st, 2024, if it's not extended by City Council on or before that date. Furthermore, on November 19, 2024, a 10-day report was issued by the City Council with a 5-0 vote. The Council is required to conduct a notice public hearing to extend the temporary 45-day moratorium by adopting a new interim emergency ordinance, which would be valid for an additional 10 months and 15 days or until November 6, 2026. A 4/5 vote of the City Council is required for the approval of this extension. The City Council just adopted a resolution requiring approval of a specific plan prior to approval of any redevelopment of a refinery site for a new use following cessation of the refinery operations. Additional time is necessary for the city to begin the process of studying other potential general plan or zoning regulations related to the development and subsequent use of the qualifying sites. This will enable the city to adequately and appropriately protect the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of thousands of Carson residents, as well as environmental justice and environmental quality in connection with any such redevelopment. Completing the required analysis as well as developing and implementing the appropriate modifications is anticipated to take at least several months. Therefore, the initial 45 days effectiveness of the moratorium enacted by Ordinance Number 24-2414U provides an insufficient amount of time to fully study and consider all the above. Again, I would like to remind the Council that this is a public hearing. Public hearing has to be open, public testimony has to be taken, and public hearing has to be closed. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Madam City? No one? We're going to close the public hearing. Staff, you have any questions? Council, you have any questions you want to ask at this point? Councilman Deere.
Question for staff. Through the city manager, David Roberts, to Saeed. We had a 45-day moratorium that we approved recently. What has transpired as far as city staff work on reaching the goal that you just described in your presentation as to what we're doing as a city in relation to this property?
Basically, the general plan amendment that was approved, that was the first step that we took because we deemed it necessary to have a specific plan designation for such a large parcel of land, about 230 acres. So we think that's the most important step that we've taken so far. And additional steps that we take will be in conjunction with the property owner and what their plans are. We're going to start the discussion with the property owner.
So follow-up question is, what is the disadvantage to the property owner of having this moratorium? Because I believe we're going to, actually, it's a question for city attorney as well, extend it for 10 months or approximately 10 months. So 10 more months would be a moratorium. What's the disadvantage to the property owner? Because they did ask to not have it approved tonight. So they must have done that for a reason. I'd like to know what the reason is.
Yeah, the moratorium gives the city the opportunity to study the site and work with the property owner. It just gives us additional time.
Again, through the city manager, that's not the question. What is the disadvantage to the property owner of having a 10-month moratorium extended?
Madam City Attorney.
Yeah, I want to advise staff against trying to speculate what the disadvantage to another party is. We can only speak on behalf of the city. And on behalf of the city, you have the legal right to have a moratorium while you study what it takes to close a refinery. There is regulatory permits that there needs to be compliance with. The city needs to be aware of all of those and make sure that the right cleanup measures are taking place. The city also, from a land use standpoint, wants to study hundreds of acres of new uses coming, what's in the best interest of the land use of the city. To the extent there's a disadvantage to the refinery, that would be completely speculative on staff's part to try to guess, so I don't know.
So the staff is not going to answer the question. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? The public hearing has been closed. Council decision. Is this item number MPG? Item number 23.
I'd like to make a motion to waive further reading and adopt interim urgency ordinance number 24-2416U, an interim urgency ordinance of the City Council of the City of Carson, California, extending a temporary moratorium on consideration of applications and approval of issuance of permits and entitlements for commercial or industrial redevelopment of subsequent use of current oil refinery sites within the City of Carson, following secessions of refinery operations and declaring the urgency therefore.
Second. It's been moved and properly second. Oh,
The mayor.
it doesn't pass if you abstain. It does not pass if you. Is it who abstained?
You're supposed to ask for discussion.
I did ask for discussion. I thought I asked for discussion. Okay, discussion on the motion. I'm listening. Councilman Deere?
I already asked my questions.
Anyone else have questions?
I think I could, if I went back to what the CEO said, they're not going to shut down until 2025 sometime. They're not going to shut down operations. So this 10 months pretty much will be a period where you guys are still working. So it may not affect them pretty much during this research period. I could just go off basic what the CEO said, so it may not affect them much in this moratorium he said that the operations will still be going on until sometime in 2025. So from 10 months from now until 2025, this just gives us time to, as a city, to sit down at the table. So I don't think it'll affect much. I know you. I think I was just trying to throw it out there because you missed your opportunity to talk.
To the applicant, because when I closed the public hearing, I asked, did anyone want to speak? So I have to reopen the public hearing. Is that correct? Okay.
So I think it's safe to say that those 10 months won't affect them because the operations will still be open.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Okay, so I'm going to ask another question. I think the staff should be able to handle this question. The moratorium clearly serves a purpose for the city, and I understand that. But the moratorium has a financial and economic effect, not on the operations of the facility as a refinery, but the moratorium prevents the property owner from doing something. Could the staff please explain what the moratorium does, how it affects the property owner? The moratorium basically means you cannot do something. What can they not do?
The city is not accepting applications for development of any refineries within the city that are shutting down right now until the moratorium expires.
So to clarify that, that means that they cannot make any contractual agreements with any developers or future property owners. Or is that what it means?
I don't agree with that. That's
No, that's a
completely-
question. I'm not
I think-
debating it.
Well,
It's a
I
question.
think it's completely speculative. There are parties that can enter into contracts knowing the moratorium is going to end, and they could actually use the moratorium period to talk to the city and go over the process of cleanup, the envisioning what plans they have. The moratorium doesn't stop development forever. So I think it's speculative to guess that, oh, no one's going to enter into a contract. There are plenty of private parties that will enter into a contract even though there's a moratorium. I don't know, it's speculative.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all the questions I have.
Madam City Clerk, it was moved and properly second.
Yes, Madam Mayor, and I currently have 4 votes. So just waiting. Okay.
Thank you.
The vote is unanimous, Madam Mayor, and motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 24, Master City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, for the thrice time, there is a special orders of the day.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mr. City Manager. The notice of public hearing regarding a proposed economic development benefit agreement, number 2, to provide South Bay Carson LLC an opportunity to receive a rebate of sales tax if certain retail establishments are located within the site at 20151 South Main Street in the city of Carson. The notice of public hearing has been given pursuant to the applicable law, including but not limited to the proof of timely publication received by myself, the city clerk. The agenda posting requirements were met for individuals and organizations. The posting affidavits are on file in the city clerk's office, and we did not receive any written communication for this item.
Okay, staff presentation.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For this particular item, again, our Director of Community Development, Mr. Saeed Nasseh, will provide a brief description and presentation at this time.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. On February 15, 2022, City and the applicant, who is present tonight, entered into an economic development benefit agreement based on the city's initial desire to have a Costco developed and operate on the property. This agreement required the city to make certain payments from the sales tax revenue generated on site to the owner as a compensation for the development and operation of a Costco. This agreement remains in full force and effect. The owner now wishes to pursue alternative opportunities for a retail facility or facilities at the property. These facilities are defined as one or more retail facilities, including but not limited to Sam's Club, Fred Meyer, BJ Wholesale Club, or similar facilities that are approved in writing by the city manager based on the direction from the city council. These facilities are required to be at least 100,000 square feet of retail space. These facilities exclude any discount stores. The applicant is proposed to receive 65% of sales tax for the first sales tax revenues for the first 5 years. From year 6 until no later than year 20, the subsidy will decrease to 55% of the sales tax revenues. The first $100,000 of sales tax revenue each year from retail sales on the property goes directly to the city and is not subject to the sharing formula. The subsidy is capped at $18 million maximum. As such, the agreement terminates in 20 years or when the $18 million cap sales tax rebate is reached. That concludes staff's report.
Council, any questions? Oh, I didn't open it yet? No, I'm asking that any questions, then I'll open the public hearing. Before I open the public hearing. Hearing none, that we're going to open the public hearing. Anyone here wishing to speak? No? Then we'll close the public hearing. Council deliberation.
Madam Mayor,
Councilman Deere.
I'll make a motion that we waive further reading and introduce for first reading ordinance number 24-2417, entitled an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Carson, California, approving an economic development benefit agreement number 2 with South Bay Carson Limited Liability Corporation.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
can I ask Councilman Deere to amend the motion to also authorize the city attorney's office to file a validation action to have a court validate this agreement?
Okay, the motion will include the authorization to the city attorney's office to file the validation agreement. That's my motion.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none, please cast your vote.
The vote is unanimous. Madam Mayor, motion carries.
Item number 25. Mr. City Manager, I want to hear from you tonight.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mayor. Tonight, item 25 is consideration of only local uncontested appointments to the city's commissions, committees, and boards and city affiliated organizations by mayor and city council, and consider all contested and uncontested appointments to all commissions for your consideration.
Thank you. To my colleagues, I think, Councilman Deere, did you have anything you want to add? You're good with your?
As Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I speak? Okay. As I mentioned at the last council meeting, my intention is to reappoint all of my appointments.
Okay. We have that, Madam City
Staff
Clerk.
knows what that is.
Yeah, so no changes for Councilman Deere.
No changes for Councilman Deere.
Noted.
And Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I did have one change, and that was on, where'd it go? Under Measure C, Measure K, Budget Oversight Committee, to appoint.
Hold on.
Oh, no, not that. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Hold up.
No.
Okay. It was Women's Issues Commission. Sorry. It was to replace Precious Robinson with Maria Williams.
Okay, so we're removing Precious. Maria. Has she already been notified, Councilman?
Yes, she has.
Okay, so we'll need to get an application on file for her.
Thank you. MPT.
I'd like to appoint Dr. Althea Hemphill to Measure K, Measure C. I know I also have a Public Works Commission that's open. I'll appoint that one at the next meeting.
MPT, can you repeat the name and spell it?
Dr. Althea Hemphill.
Althea.
Let me get you the correct spelling of her name.
Is it phonetic? I can sound it out.
A-F-I-A.
That's Aflia.
Afia.
Mm-hmm.
A-L. David.
A-F-I-A.
Okay. Afia.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. And Hempfield?
Hemphill. H-E-M-P-H-I-L-L.
Hill, not Phil. Okay.
Councilwoman. Uncontested.
I do have one for Public Relations Commission. I thought I had Jaretta Sandos. Can we check on that? It shows vacant. But if not,
Okay, it's showing vacant because that's what our records show.
Okay.
But you thought you had already made an appointment?
yes, that's Jaretta Sandos.
S-A-N-D-O-S?
D-O-Z.
Okay.
So J-E-R-E-T-T-A and then S-A-N-D-O-Z as in zebra.
Okay.
Thank you.
We may reach out for contact information so we
Yes.
can just make sure we have an application on file. Okay, thank you.
Those are all uncontested.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Okay, for me, I have Environmental Commission. Under my vacant, my uncontested will be Lillian Hobson. I'm reappointing everyone that has my name. Swazier Hobson, Christina Tresvant. Under the vacant, I'm gonna put LaShawn Edwards. And I'll give you the alternates at a later date.
Okay. So Ms. Hobson was already on there.
Yes, I'm just, because
okay,
the positions
okay.
are vacant until filled, so
Absolutely.
I'm reappointing.
Okay.
All of these, they have LDH, and Lillian Hobson will be my uncontested.
Okay. And then so for the other vacant one that you had, we're gonna put LaShawn Edwards.
LaShawn Edwards will be in that permanent position, yes.
Okay, got it.
Human Relations Commission, Hector, I have him down as pending as an alternate. Okay, on the Human Relations, everyone I'm reappointing.
Okay.
My uncontested will be Harriet Russ.
Okay.
Parks and Rec,
I'm sorry, is your alternate still pending?
alternate is still pending.
Okay.
Parks and Rec Commission. I'm reappointing all of them.
Okay.
My uncontested will be Oscar Ramos.
Okay.
On the Planning Commission, reappointing all of my appointees. My uncontested will be Frederick Doxel.
Mm-hmm.
Public Relations. Reappointing. My uncontested will be Freddie Gomez. Public Safety. Reappointing. My uncontested will be, did I say Public Relations?
We did public relations, we're on public safety.
Let's go back to Public Relations.
Okay.
I know you have told me that my alternate number 3 had not been attending meetings. Could you double check that?
Okay, we'll get a,
If she has not, well, matter of fact, I'm gonna remove that, and if she wants to reapply, I'll call her. But right now, I'm gonna remove.
okay, we'll post the vacancy tomorrow.
Yes. Because I don't think her work allows her to attend. Okay, now we'll go back to Public Safety. Reappointing. All Heidi will be my uncontested.
Okay.
Public Works. Reappointing. My uncontested is Chike Newicki. And I have one vacant on the alternate.
Okay, so Chike will be your uncontested
Yes.
this time.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, it was Ryan. Okay, got it.
Senior Citizen Advisory. I'm replacing LaRonda Brown.
Replacing LaWanda.
She will take the place of Myrna Manquilla.
I'm sorry, can you?
She will take the places of Myrna.
Myrna's on here.
Okay, we're gonna remove.
Remove Myrna?
Yes, and
Myrna's not yours.
she's right up under Patricia Palace. Is it Myra? Myrna?
Myrna is Councilman Deere's appointment.
Oh, okay, that's not mine. Let's see. LaRonda's an alternate. Okay, I'll leave it as an alternate right now.
Okay, so no changes.
No changes.
Okay.
Reappointing all the ones that I appointed.
Okay.
Shirley Graves is my uncontested.
Correct.
On the Veterans Affairs, I have Romeo Galleon is pending. What is that?
That means
He
to
hasn't-
make the appointment. He never came in to
And we
fill
did
out an
that.
application, take the oath, or
8-6. Let's make it vacant.
okay. We'll post the vacancy
We'll
tomorrow.
move up alternate number 3 into his position.
Nimi.
Yeah, Nimi
Okay.
Mascaro. We'll make him a permanent.
Okay. And so we'll post there'll be a vacancy for alternate number 3.
On the women's issues, I'll reach out to Veronica Johnson. I don't think I need to find out if she's attended. She's alternate number 3. My uncontested will remain the same. And all of my appointees will remain the same.
Okay.
Youth Commission, we're not touching that. Michael, I want to move Mitchell up to the alternate. He's alternate number 1. I'd like to move him up to a permanent position. Mike?
Okay.
That's my vacancy there. Measure C and Measure K Oversight Commission. Alternate number 1 will be Lisa Cottrell Fulbright.
Cottrell with a K.
C. Ottrell.
Okay.
Mobile Home Park, Said, did we ever get in touch? Not yet? Okay. On the Relocation Appeals Board, I'd like to add on my alternate positions, Murphy Witherspoon and Chris Morrison. I have the numbers. I can give them to you later. They'll
Thank
be in
you.
the alternate.
You said Chris Morrison?
Chris Morrison and Murphy Witherspoon.
Okay, got it.
Okay, that's my motion, and I'll come back and do the special commit. Well, let's go to commissions and committees. We'll do one vote for me. On the Bingo and Fireworks Committee, I'd like Councilman Rojas and myself.
Where is?
On the Community Development and Housing and Logistics Committee, it'd be Councilman Hicks and myself. Community Development and Housing, unless you want that. No. Dignity Health Sports Complex will remain the same. Legislative ad hoc. I'm going to ask that MPT and Councilman Hicks established by minute order. We'll put MPT and Councilman Hicks. The community center renovation and ad hocs will remain the same. Economic development, e-commerce ad hoc will remain the same. Conditional use permits will remain the same. Short-term rentals will remain the same. Housing ad hoc, I'm going to be Councilman MPT Hicks and myself. I mean MPT. It'd be MPT. Diversity, equity, inclusion will remain the same. Standard management procedures and special events will remain the same. Cell 2 settlement ad hoc will remain the same. School safety ad hoc will remain the same.
We just need to replace that with
The new
Captain Norman.
Yes. Carson Finance Audit Committee will remain the same. Short-term rentals ad hoc will remain the same. There's no bail policy. Do we still need that? Sonny? The no bail ad hoc. We don't need that, do we? No, I'm going to eliminate that one. It was established by minute order anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need that. Okay. Special events, ad hoc will remain the same. That's 34. LA Olympics will remain the same. City affiliated organizations, contract cities will be, the delegate will be Councilman Hicks. I will be the alternate. Clean Power Alliance. We had Rita down as Madam City. That's a staff member. Clean Power Alliance. Councilman Hicks, you're the delegate. MPT, I'd like,
Put him as alternate. I need him as alternate. What do you mean, no?
Really? Councilman Rojas? Councilman Rojas?
This is a lot of work.
Well, I used to be on it. County of Los Angeles Public Libraries Commission.
What are we doing with Rojas?
Are you there? I'm on item number 38. That will be me. County Sanitation District. I will be on that, and Rojas, I'm asking you to be the alternate. Yeah, I mean MPT.
MPT
Yeah.
and Rojas?
No, myself and MPT.
Oh.
I normally go to all of them anyway. Beta vector control will be the same. Its terms expire 1/25/2026. League of California Cities will be the same. Wait a minute. League of number 42. League of California Cities, I'll be the alternate.
Instead of who, Madam Mayor?
May reminder days for the Christmas and
Madam Mayor, we're on number 42, right? League of California Cities. Okay, 41's the same. 42, you said you'll be the alternate instead of who?
Dear. League of California Cities, Councilwoman Rojas, Mayor Pro Tem. I'll be alternate number 2. National League of Cities. Councilman Hicks, you're the National League of Cities. You're the delegate. Yeah. You want to be the alternate, number 1 or 2? You've been going. I know we're going to make you alternate number 1 and Hilton number 2. South Bay Cities, Council of Governments, Councilman Hicks, you're the delegate on here. Yes, you are. You used to be the president.
I'm considered the past president right now. I'm still on the board.
Holmes will be the alternate. South Bay Work Investment Board. Do we need to make a change on this staff? Ted Cordova, Jeffrey Jensen, Janice Jimenez, Tamla Lewis, and I don't know, I thought Tammy Lorenzen. Tammy, she works for, no, she has a trucking company. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we need to revisit. I'll hold off on that one until we get clarification. Southern California Association of Governments, SCAG. You want to keep that one, I know you do. Mm-hmm. Councilman Rojas, you'll be alternate number 2. U.S. Conference of Mayors will remain the same. West Basin Water District, I'll be the delegate. Hicks, you'll be the alternate. The next one you want to No, it was established by minute order. We'll eliminate that one. Number 50, grocery store at Haddock will remain the same. Those are my recommendations, my motion. Been moved and properly second. Any conversation? Please cast your vote.
Madam Mayor.
Okay, Madam Mayor, it was 4-1, motion carries.
Madam Mayor, I just had a request not something that can be brought back. I've been getting inquiries regarding the disabled community, and I think at one point we did have a disability commission or disability committee. Can we see if we can bring something to that effect back for a disability commission or committee? We had one before when we had, I forgot the gentleman's name that used to come in.
Order.
Okay.
You want to be on? You want to chair it? You want to come back? Yeah. What you want to do?
Bring it back first, and so I
Okay, we'll bring that back. Thank you. So we did that. Memorial adjournments.
Oh, thank you, Madam Mayor. Raymond Dominic Myson, Michael Duan Rem, Gilbert Gill Smith.
Thank you. While we're on a memorial adjournments, and our founding father, Gil Smith, I'd like to entertain, or I don't know if we need to bring it back, but I'd like to do a bust in the sculpture garden or somewhere for Gil Smith.
Do we make that as a
Yes.
motion, or do we do we have to
Can I bring this? Can we make a motion
Do we have to
tonight?
agendize it?
Agendize it,
You want to agendize it?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Sorry, I know we're in the middle
Okay.
of a very important topic. I didn't mean to just burst in, but we did skip item 26.
We did?
Yes, which
Oh,
is
we sure
the
did.
ordinance of a second reading. Thank you,
Okay.
Madam City Attorney.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Item number 26,
Second.
second reading.
You have to read it.
Second reading doesn't have to be read.
Yeah.
Please cast your vote.
It was me.
Okay, it's a unanimous vote. Motion carries. Item
now we'll go
26
back to
passes.
okay.
We'll go back to memorial adjournments.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we'll bring that item back for the consideration for Gil Smith.
Sure, Madam Mayor. So I was just conversing with the city attorney. So long as it's under my signing authority, I mean, I think that's the determination on what the cost is for that. If it's under my signing authority, then we wouldn't necessarily have to bring that back.
I don't remember if the city also has any policies on what goes in the sculpture garden. So it's, if the mayor's saying bring it back, it's probably safer just to bring it back and
You have to go to RP.
look at it, because I don't know if the city ever passed any policies as to how you pick. Is it just council votes?
Oh, well, we decide what goes on it, but you could bring it back and look because you have new staff. But that will be my recommendation. That, and
Madam Mayor, I can enlighten you on that. Yeah, the city council can act directly because there's no third party in this case.
okay, so bring it back. I'd like, yeah, that's my recommendation.
The only difference is the city would be paying for it, not a third party.
Okay. Any other,
No, Madam Mayor, that's it.
okay.
Those are the names.
MPT?
Let's bow our heads. Father, we pray for all the names that have been read tonight. We pray that you would bless those families, you would encourage them and strengthen them. Father, we pause to pray for the Smith family. Thank you for all that he has contributed to the city of Carson. Thank you for the development and the founding of Carson. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. And his memorial service is going to be,
So there was actually a conversation today with Mrs. Smith. I didn't get the final dates and times, but we'll make sure that we get that provided. There's actually going to be two services, to my understanding. There's going to be a memorial service. There's one for the family that is going to be intimately private. And then there'll be one publicly, I think, that they're looking to have for the community. And I believe they would like to have it. I think Mrs. Smith's request per Gil Smith was to have it at the community center. And I believe that's going to be sometime after the holidays. They wanted to obviously make sure that that was when that would be conducted. So, but once we get that official date and time confirming with community center space, then I'll make sure we bring that back for you all.
and also bring back, as far as it relates to Gil Smith, when we decided to name something after him, somebody came up with the bright idea of just naming a hallway at the community center. I want to bring that back and reconsider it because my request was to name that community hall A, B, and C after Gil Smith. And that failed, and we ended up with a hall, the lobby. That's the entire center is not named. So make that all inclusive in the report for the bus. Our founding father deserves more than the lobby. And yes. Well, the hall, the community center, I mean, you have on the west wing all the people that came after him. but our founding father has the lobby from a previous council, which was insulting. So bring that back also, reconsideration.
Yes, ma'am, we'll do.
Thank you. Or let's see, we have the request for future items. We've already did any. All communications, council members. Queue up. Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just have a couple of items for during my annual toy giveaway on December the 21st, 10 o'clock from 10 to 1 at Tridestone Missionary Baptist Church. In addition to that, we did talk about upcoming items on the agenda, but I want to make sure two that I've requested. One was a dumping ordinance to bring back. In addition to the dumping ordinance was a bring back the status report or updating on the street median beautification project. Where are we at with that project or a status report?
Thank you, Councilman Hicks. Yeah, we can provide a status report. We actually put that in our our monthly update for city projects. But for the median project, we can provide you a more specific report and presentation if that's the will of
Okay.
request for yourself.
And then this is a question I had through the city manager, the city public works director. Tree trimming. In my quest of walking the streets of Carson, many of the residents are requesting when they are trimming the trees, they are only lifting the umbrella of the tree and they're not actually trimming the tree based upon the canopy, the top part. They're saying that the top part is wide, but they're just lifting the canopy, but they're not cutting the canopy of the tree. So if you look at the tree in totality, the roundness of the tree is still big, but they remove branches from the bottom only and not from the top. So the tree is still a large tree, which is still causing problems with some of the residents having root infiltration into their property because to the balancing of a tree, the top has to be as wide as the bottom, or if not, the tree is going to fall over. So it's not helping just cutting the bottom of it versus actually trimming the tree back. So the question is, can they trim the tree back versus just picking up the umbrella? That's the question.
The answer to that question is yes, it can be. We just need the address where it is.
Well, this is not just one tree. It's several of the trees that's been done. Like they've been out trimming trees. And for the most part, the requests that they received from staff or whoever it may be is just to lift the umbrella of the tree, not to trim the tree itself. They're not trimming the tree at the top. They're just going this snipping from the bottom only.
What West Coast Arborist does is called grid trimming. So basically they're just driving down the street, lifting it up, getting it out the way, making a safe entry in and out. That saves money for the city. When we start getting into manicuring of the tree, it's an additional cost, and that will significantly raise the fees of what they charge. So if there's specific trees, we can send the public works team out to take a look at it and perhaps save some money and get it to where it needs to be.
So then each resident needs to give me or contact your office to tell them that the canopy of the tree is too large because it's infiltrating based upon the root system is going underneath. Again, the larger it is on the top, that's where it's going to be at the bottom. So they're trying to stop it from. They don't want the tree to be cut down. They just say, can we reduce the tree so that it doesn't get any bigger than what it is now?
I understand what you're saying, but according to the contract, what they're doing is basically, I would compare it to a mow and blow. So we're paying this organization. What we're paying this organization to do is to just go in, get it safe where cars can drive through, traffic signs can be seen, and make sure that we're operating appropriately in that fashion. If there's an additional thinning, cropping it at the top and all that other stuff, those are additional fees because it takes more time, takes more dedication to that specific tree.
Okay.
So that's what the contract says. Now, if there's specific trees, they can contact my office and I'll send our team out to assess.
I'm just glad we're
If it's a
educating.
specific neighborhood, we'll go check out the whole we'll check out the whole neighborhood and assess and see what needs to be done.
My thought process, I thought they were going to trim the trees, but apparently they're not being trimmed. They're just being lifted up. So the problem is they're not being trimmed. So I don't know if we can bring that back for us to look at or find out what the cost is going to be because we're telling our residents, we are going out and trimming your trees. they're coming back and saying, you're not trimming this tree. You just cut off a couple of branches. I could have done it myself. You're not trimming this tree. That's not a tree trim.
Sure. No, we'll look into it, and we'll definitely bring back a more positive resolution for
Whatever the
that
costs are.
request, and give you some cost estimates as to what that would look like to go through the neighborhoods. And we'd take that same approach what we did with the All Repair Streets project, because it would have to be broken down into the districts ultimately. And so, again, that's to Dr. Rogers' point. It's going to be a little costly, but at least you'll get an idea of what it is, and then you all can decide.
I'm looking at the
what's
long
best.
haul
Sure.
based upon if you're not cutting the top of the tree. We're looking at sidewalk repairs. I
Sure,
would
there's-
hate us to do the sidewalk repair.
Correct.
We still have the tree getting bigger and bigger. It's going to lift up the sidewalk again. So at least cut it now before we have that problem in the future.
Absolutely. And we'll be coming forward with a sidewalk project anyway, so it'll go hand in hand.
All right.
Yes, cut those trees.
Yeah, trim them. So we
Trim
don't have
them
we don't
back.
have to cut them down.
We don't want our trees cut down.
Yeah.
But
But trim them back so they
no-no.
won't be as a problem for our residents. And then my last thing is happy holidays to the entire city of Carson. Be safe, be with your family, and enjoy the holidays with your family, those who do have families, because this is a bittersweet season for individuals who may have lost a loved one, but understanding that the holidays are here, and just be safe.
Thank you. Let's see. Dr. Hilton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just wanted to say to Holiday Helping Hand, we partnered on the Friday before Thanksgiving, and we handed out over 1,500 turkeys at Stevenson Park to the residents in the city of Carson, and it was incredible. So I wanted to say thank you to them. They are a nonprofit here in the city of Carson, and it was incredible. So I wanted to say thank you for that. Then I also wanted to take this opportunity to invite you all on Tuesday, December 17th, to our swearing-in ceremony at the Carson Community Center. Will take place at 6 p.m. And super excited about serving the city of Carson and the residents for the next 4 years. And incredibly excited. The county finally, after 30-odd something days, finally certified the election today. A super hard race.
Aged you.
So I'm like, man, it was hard fought, but I'm here.
Running against yourself.
Yes, running against myself. I was running and nobody was chasing me. But I'm incredibly grateful to serve you again. So again, happy holidays to you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the 17th.
Councilman Deere.
Yes. I also want to wish Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, and happy holidays to everyone in the city of Carson. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilwoman.
You all said it all. Looking forward to the 17th, and happy holidays to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. To the residents, the Carson Citizen Cultural Arts Foundation and I will be hosting our annual toy giveaway. It's on Thursday, December 19th at 5 o'clock. We will be giving 500 toys in the atrium area. And there will be I think it's a costume contest, or come in your pajama contest. So come on out. We have free toys for you. And I also want to thank the foundation and the Delta Foundation for another awesome turkey giveaway. We gave out over 1,000 turkeys at the mall and gift cards. It was just amazing. I need 500 of your turkeys next time. But it was good. I'm glad that we're doing this for our residents. It's our way of giving back. And my way of giving back to our employees is that, the mayor has the opportunity to give out holidays during the holiday season. So to all the employees, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, you do not need to come to work. You will be off Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
How about the day after?
And you will be working Monday and Thursday now. unless your boss lets you off. But the mayor just said Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. I found that those days were important when I was a staff for me to be at home on those days. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, I'm out partying. I can work on the day after. But happy holidays from your mayor. No, you're not getting 2 weeks. But just to say happy holidays to you, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Enjoy your family.
Madam Mayor, thank you. From the employees, I know they will appreciate that most definitely. I know that there's also been just kind of taking a poll with the directors, and several of their staff has trying to take off already New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve because they weren't aware of this notice. And they've were hoping that they could actually have the day after.
No.
Versus the day before.
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. We're not going to get into a lawsuit like we did last time trying to juggle back and forth. My recommendation, they could take it off or they can turn it into sick leave or vacation. Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, on behalf of all the employees in the city.
It's on the record.
we hear you loud and clear, Madam Mayor. I was told that
you guys will handle that.
Short pencil is better than a long memory.
Long memory.
Just repeating.
You have that, Madam City Clerk?
What I hear.
You got it? You good? You're good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is it, unless there's any. Thank you, staff. Happy holidays to you. We'll see you at our swearing-in ceremony. And to this staff, I want to say thank you. You guys have been working around the clock to make sure that our city looks the way it does. And I want to have a personal conversation with each one of you because I have seen what you've done, okay? And it's very, very, very much appreciated by myself and the entire city council. And the groundbreakings that we've had the opportunity to do, they weren't planned and orchestrated. It just happened. It just happened like that. But you did a phenomenal job. Thank you, Saeed, Mike Whitaker, Lennox, you guys, all of you. I'm not going to, let me stop calling names. But you did an awesome job. And let me call Rita out, or I have to say something to Rita. Thank you. Thank you to our new director also. But appreciate you very much. We want you to have happy holidays and a happy new year. We're going to hit the ground running. We have some new initiatives that we're putting in place. I'll be meeting with city management's team on tomorrow to talk about how we're going to move forward in the next 4 years. I already have my thoughts written down. So I want to see if they're in line with what you guys are thinking, because we are doing some great things. And also to the staff, Mr. City Manager, on that Brett Guide, if we're rebranding as the Jewel of the South Bay, it should not say what it says on that draft magazine. Future Unlimited should say Jewel of the South Bay. We decided to do that, and that's the direction that we're going to be moving in. So you have me for 4 more years. Thank you, and good night.
Meeting adjourned.